Hello everyone, welcome again to one more session on Amibroker tutorials. Before we get started with today's tutorial, I would like to share with you an interesting fact. Did you know that worldwide nearly 60 to 70% of the traders do algo trading? And Amibroker is a very popular choice among both the traders and the investors, mainly because of its robust features, flexibility, and extensive customization options. It also allows you to do a lot of technical analysis and strategy development, and because of its user-friendly interface, Amibroker is one among the top choices for algo traders. So, without wasting any further time, let's directly jump into our tutorial. So, let's continue from where we had left in the last session. In the last session, we had mainly seen how to create a database, how to import historical data into a database, and just how to create a simple chart out of it. Today, we will look into more details about further features that are available. So here I can see a option to add a new chart. So I will select a new blank chart again. This is what we had done last time. And I have also imported Bank Nifty futures data into my database, which I want to select for this. And then I will select a particular chart here. Let's say we will select the price chart. So here I have the data for Bank Nifty as well. So as you can see here, for each of the charts, I can select a different symbol. So I can go on adding as many charts that I want to add and look into. Now, getting into the details of this. So here you can see the symbol that is being displayed on this chart. So if I want to see a different symbol, I can just change this here, and you can see the data has changed here. So this is where you can change the symbol, and this is where you can select the time frame. As of now, this is selected at 1 minute. I will change this to, let's say, 5 minutes. So you can see here that the chart now directly got updated to a 5-minute candle chart. Same way, I can select any specific time frame that I need, and for example, this would give me a daily chart, right? So here we have the scroll bar to scroll to the previous history. By default, you will be always seeing the latest data that is present. Okay, so let's move on to further options that are available here. On the right side, you can see different options available to draw different symbols on the chart. For example, here you can see we can draw a trend line by selecting this. I just need to click here, click the starting point and click the end point, and let's say here I can draw a trend line like this. So obviously once the line is drawn, you can select the ends of it and drag it to position it to a different angle. So this is how you can draw a trend line. You can just select that and delete to remove it. And there are other options like drawing a vertical line, drawing a horizontal line. Probably a horizontal line would be something that is interesting for many of the members here. So this you can just drag it around to place it at a specific location. Okay. So I can just double click on that line and say where it should be placed. Let's say if I change this to 24,000 here and click on OK, the line would get shifted. And same way I will be able to select a different color as well. For those who would be drawing multiple horizontal lines for identifying the support or the resistance zones, they will be able to change the colors as well by taking this option. Okay. And there are options for drawing parallel lines here. So you can, once you select a particular line, another line with the same angle would already get created. So you can just place it anywhere that you want. This will be mainly helpful for channel identification. And then you can also select zones here by drawing rectangles. This is usually used when you want to highlight a specific zone which is of interest for you. So you could do that, and then by dragging the diagonal ends of the box, you can expand or reduce the size of it. I'll not go too much into details of this because these are more or less self-explanatory. You can just explore through these options. Yeah. And going further ahead, you can draw text on the chart. See, I am able to just type some sample text here and then move it around as well on the chart. This is also possible. Wherever you want to take key notes of any of the specific locations, you can do that using this text box. And moving further on, there is an option for zooming in and zooming out. These are the basic needs in general. So by clicking on the zoom in option, you will be able to see a closer view of it, and by zooming out, you can see more candles on the same chart. This can be also accomplished using the keyboard shortcuts. You can click on Control and scroll the mouse bar. So right now I'm pressing the Control key on my keyboard and just scrolling the mouse. So you can see that I can both zoom in and zoom out using these options. Okay, there are many such options further available. For those who are interested, you can explore on this. Going further into the chart, you can see here all the details that are placed. This is the default chart that comes up when I select the basic price chart here. Here you can see the symbol name. This gets updated whenever you change the symbol here, and same way you see the time frame as well. For example, if I change this to 5 minutes, you can see that this got updated. Same way, if I change the symbol here, you can see that the symbol and the time frame both have got updated. And then by default, the time and the date that will be shown here will be for the last bar in the chart. So if you select on any specific candle, it will show you the candle specific information here and the OHLC values as well. Okay, so if I go on navigating through different candles, you can see at the top that the time and the OHLC values are getting updated. And if you want to deselect, you need to just click on the vertical line again so that it gets deselected. So when there is no candle selected on this, by default, the candle at the end, that's the information which will be shown here. Okay. Now, there are other options available to add panes to this. Okay. So for example, if you want to add an indicator to this. Okay. So one simple way to do that is you can go to the charts. Let's say I want to add a moving average. Okay, I just drag drop that into this. What you can see here is there is a different value being selected for this, and the chart has a value at different zone. So both of them cannot appear on the same y-axis. In such cases, typically we would need a different pane in which it has to appear. Okay, so now let's remove that indicator that I added just now. Okay, so now we are back to the original one. So now the way you can add this into the same chart is by adding a new pane. If I click on this plus mark again, you can see new blank pane as an option. Okay, when you click on this, in the same chart, there will be a new pane that will appear here. So once you have this pane, all you need to do is to drag drop this into the new pane. Okay, now you can see the new indicator appearing here, and it has a different y-axis altogether. So this way you will be able to see both the chart and the indicator in separate panes. And you can go on adding as many panes as you want here. For example, if I add one more, you can see the third pane got added. Probably I can go on adding another, let's say an ATR value here. Okay, and this would give me a different entry altogether. So when you select this, by default, it would have given me a pop-up. Since I didn't select anything and just clicked on OK, these are the default values that are taken. At any given point of time, I can change these values by just right clicking on this, go to parameters, and I can see this window appearing again. Okay. So in the fast average, slow average, I can change these values, and all the settings that you can change here are mentioned. So for example, I can even change the color of the indicator. So you can see this getting changed, and even the values. Let's say when I change this from 12 to 15 and click on OK, you can see that the MACD value changed to 15,26. Okay. Now if you have a requirement where, let's say for example, I want to see both ATR of 15 and ATR of 5 in the same pane, what you need to do is again go to charts. I will select the ATR again, drag drop into the same pane it was there. So here I will change it to 5, and since it already has a different color, I will leave it as it is, but you are free to change the color of it again and say OK. Now you can see here ATR of 15 appearing in a creamish color and ATR of 5 appearing in blue color, and here you will be able to see both of them getting plotted on the same pane. Okay. So this is how you will be able to see different indicators, and for those indicators which don't suit with the y-axis of the chart, this is how you can add a different pane and see that they are appearing in different panes so that the view is not obstructed. Okay. So this is how you will be able to add indicators to different panes. Now let's assume you have a condition where you need the same symbol, you need the same time frame, but you want to look at the entire chart in a different way altogether. Okay. In such cases, there are different sheets that are available in each chart. Okay. So when this by default sheet 1 will be selected. When I click on sheet 2, you can see that this is again a blank chart. Okay. Here I can select a price all in one, let's say. Okay. So now you can see there are many other things that have come in because this is a different chart that I selected. Okay. So I can go to sheet 1, and here all these indicators and other things will be still intact. I can just switch over to sheet 2. You can see that the symbol and the time frame haven't changed. All that is done is I would be able to see a different perspective or entirely different information about this. Okay. If I change the time frame of this, okay, you can see here in sheet 2 it has changed. When I come to sheet 1, it has changed here as well. So basically sheet 1 and sheet 2 will use the same symbol information, same time frame. The only thing is whatever indicators or the charts that you would have added into different sheets, this will appear in a different way altogether. Okay. So this is how you will be able to see different perspectives of the same chart, same time frame using the different sheets that are available. Okay. So once you have the symbol and the time frame selected, if you want to make sure that you are not modifying this accidentally, there is an option available here to lock the symbols and the interval. So when you click on this, you will get an option. By default, this is set to no lock. You can do a symbol lock alone. In this case, the symbol would get locked. Okay. Even if I change this to a different symbol, you can here see that the data hasn't changed here. Okay. And there is another option available to do an interval lock as well. So here you can see both of them are enabled now. So now this chart is set to Sensex 15-minute time frame. So even if I change the time frame here to 5 minutes, you can see here that this chart doesn't change because the lock is enabled. Okay. So by making use of these features, you will be able to navigate through different options that are available in the chart, and there are different sheets available in each chart where you can have different informations being displayed and quickly scroll across them for quick analysis. Okay. Now to remove any of the panes that are not required, right? For example, here I have ATR indicators, MACD indicators. So when I right click on it, there is an option available for delete indicator. So on this particular pane, there is only the price chart that is appearing. So this appears here. Now, for example, if I right click on this, you will see a delete indicator MACD. If I remove this, it will ask whether you want to permanently delete this from the chart. You say yes. Then you can see that the entire entry got removed. Okay. So this is where you can remove an indicator, and then again I can delete an indicator. ATR, only one of them got removed here. Again, I can right click on that and remove the other one as well. And this is how the whole thing goes off. Now, if you want to close the entire pane itself, you can right click and click on close. It will ask for a pop-up and you say okay with it, and so that pane itself will get closed. Okay, so this is how you will be able to navigate. And as I earlier mentioned, to add them back, you can just add on new blank pane and go to charts. Just drag drop the selected indicator and select the parameters at the beginning itself if you would like to, or just click on OK. At any given point of time, you can go back to that by using a right click and parameters window, and you will be able to edit the values as well here. See, for example, I change the period to 5 and say OK. So this is how you will be able to navigate through different options that are available in a specific chart and the different sheets that are available in each of these charts. In the next upcoming sessions, we will discuss more about how this chart display happens. We will look into a very basic AFL code file using which you will be able to modify some of these parameters that are shown here, some of the values that are being displayed at the title. So we will see how to go about doing all these things. Let's take it up step by step, and we will discuss more about the AFL coding in the upcoming videos. Stay tuned for in-depth tutorial about this wonderful tool. Before we conclude, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our Amibroker series. Happy charting!